Alright, we're here in Cabrillo National Park. It's Point Loma. Behind us you can see the whole coastline of the city. It's a little bit cloudy right now.
On clear days you can even see all the way down into Tijuana over there. You can kind of see in the background the Coronado Bridge. But this is the first point in the United States of California that the Spanish landed before colonizing it or settling it, putting up the mission system. So we're gonna take a look around up here. Over there, there's a big monument that we're gonna go look at. We're gonna look at a museum. There's an old museum here for all the history of the Spanish and also the natives that used to live around here. There's a little gift shop up here, but I don't know if we'll show that actually in the video. There's a lot of really cool places to go hiking around here too. If you want to go down the sides of the mountains and cliffs, you can hike around here. There's also over on the other side a nice like a cliff walk, I guess. You walk on the tops of the cliffs right next to the ocean with some tide pools. And there's an old lighthouse with a museum in it too that's up here.
That's true. Very historic day. Get ready. Historic San Diego.
Also, something you'll see when you're up here is they have these plaques to help you identify a lot of military stuff, because there's actually a naval base right across from here that they fly aircraft out of all the time. And they also have ships that come in and out of the bay a lot. Like, oh, well, we missed it for the video, but there was one leaving just now. So you can come up here. If you're into military stuff, you might be able to spot some stuff. Maybe use these charts to help you identify it.
So believe it or not, the ground we're standing on used to be Mexico, and it used to be owned by Spain. So let's look at some old Spanish stuff.
One nice long take. This is an old cannon. Look how little it is. Could blow your hands off. I'm sure it's pretty impressive for natives though that have never seen gunpowder before. Getting shot at by those little
steel before.
Yeah. This is the original trip that the Spanish did, starting right here. Barra de Navidad, that's where they started. They went up the California coast. You can see right around here, it's really bright to look at, like crazy bright to look at. I don't know if it's gonna be like that in the video, but it goes all the way up here. You see how it's like impossible to read because it's so bright?
Yeah.
Here's some of the native history. You can see arrowheads, fishing weight, hunting stick, replica. No, it's a replica of it. Some stones they used to use for grinding.
Look at this map of that. This is actually kind of cool.
The globe.
This is what they thought this shit looked like.
Whoa. Wow. The Philippines really looks like a mess here. The Philippines, Indonesia, Japan all kind of just get grouped into just random assorted islands. If we look, oh, look at that. Manila galleons. A lot of ships used to come from the Philippines out here.
Wow. Apparently Cabrillo was somebody's name. He must have been the GOAT.
So all the wealth of the Philippines used to get stolen and taken here. That's why Mexico and by proxy, Spain used to be so wealthy.
Oh, look.
They took all the wealth from the Philippines. See, it even shows it here. They would steal here and they'd trade with China with stuff from here, take it over here, and then it doesn't have it on this side, but they'd take that stuff, the wealth from that, off to
Doing 15 in a third.
Animal Planet.
statue dedicated to Cabrillo himself, the man who found San Diego. But you can see it's the same statue as the one we saw in Ensenada. I don't know if they put a statue everywhere where he went, but it's the exact same statue. Pretty cool.
All right, we're about to go check out that lighthouse up there. I just want to give you like an idea of how cool it looks up there by itself. Majestic.
All right, so something a lot of you guys probably haven't thought about, because I know I'd never thought about it before, is in the olden days, how did lighthouse keepers get enough drinkable water? And it actually shows in this picture right here. So they would have a big funnel going towards a big cistern that would catch rainwater and store it for later consumption. But unfortunately, because of the arid climate of San Diego, we only get about 10 inches of rainfall per year, and that's not enough. So the person who was in this lighthouse would have to go all the way to Old San Diego, Old Town, and haul back the drinkable water and supplies that they needed. So imagine carrying giant things of water and hauling them all the way up this mountain just so you could have drinkable water to be a lighthouse hermit.
This is what he had to go up. You see way out there in the distance right there, that's about where Old Town is, somewhere in this general area, I think. And he used to come all the way around to here. But here's his rainwater catching system for the good times when he had a little bit of water up here already.
Yep. Pretty innovative.
Old Americana.
You go on the widest part of the step.
All right, so something that we didn't explain and some people might not know. This would have been used during the American period, like when the Americans owned California, not during the Spanish period. That was way before. Well, unfortunately, right now, the tower is closed off. They have a metal gate kind of thing. So we can't go up there, but you can look through this window right here.
This is the old lighthouse section of the museum where it talks about and teaches you about the different ways in which they'd use the light, like these glass things to reflect the light out to magnify it, make it strong. I don't know. There you go. I hope that taught you something about lights. This may or may not be what the people look like. Actually, I think they tried to model it off them. I think those are them. The Israels. That's Mr. Israel and Miss Israel.
This lighthouse can apparently, well, it did, put out light for 20 miles so that ships could see. That's pretty good. 20 miles.
This, I guess, shows you all the different lighthouses of California. When you come up here, there's a whole lot of lizards up here. So if you're into lizards, someone tried to get this one. You can see the end of its tail came off. They're not very afraid of people. I'm right here.
Lane, what are we?
We are
Animal Planet.
So for a large part of the year, a lot of whales will come through here. They go down to the Sea of Cortez, so they go all the way around the Baja Peninsula, go into the Sea of Cortez, and they breed. They have their calves there, and then they head all the way back up to the Arctic. So during certain times of the year, you can come out here, get on a boat, go out here and see whales. Sometimes you can even just sit up here in these viewing platforms they actually have set up right over there. And you can see whales from up here. You'll see them come up, you'll see them shoot. And yeah, here's like a replica of the spinal cord of them. Hopefully it's a replica, I don't know. Probably is based on the paint chips, but I don't know.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage thing too, isn't it?
In Mexico, not here. In the Sea of Cortez it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll use it.
Another really common thing here is we have these giant things of kelp right off the coast here. Actually, if you fly into San Diego, you'll see it. You can kind of see the ripples on the top here, and you'll see it a little better when I get from behind this plexiglass. But there are these huge kelp forests is what they call them, right off the coast. Anytime flying in and out of San Diego, you can look out and you'll see these. They're enormous, and you can see it stretches pretty much the majority of California's coast. That's the kind of stuff you'll see out there. It's not super far, so if you rent a boat, you could potentially even go out there and
snorkel or
scuba dive, or just swim in them. They're out there. They're these lines you see right here. And also, like we were saying before about the ships, well, I don't see it anymore. Oh, there it is. Way out there. Probably won't be out there. Yeah, you can see.
Alright, if you've seen our other video where we went to La Jolla, they're really famous for having big tide pools caused by the tide coming in and out. So they're like little holes in the ground where you can see things swimming and stuff like that. They're really cool looking. This place has them too. As you can see, there's a lot of like families around. It's very family friendly, a lot of kids. So if you want to come here, do something nice with your family, Point Loma is like a good day trip if you're coming to San Diego. Come here, you know, check out the museum, go for the hike, and then go somewhere else. San Diego has a lot of stuff you can see.
Also, nearby here, we're probably not going to show it in the video today, but you see this series of cliffs that go along this peninsula that we're on for Point Loma. There's actually a place called Sunset Cliffs where if you're out here with your significant other or you just enjoy sunsets, that's a nice place you might want to check out. If you're here in like the afternoon, you could do all this and then catch the sunset.
Alright, so it's a little cloudy out today, which is unfortunate, but we're on the ocean side of the trail at the base of the Cabrillo National Monument. So we're gonna go take the little hike and see what kind of view we can get. Also, crabs are fragile. Be careful around them.
Crabs are fragile. Do not step on the crab. Definitely be careful when you're out here. There's a lot of rocks and they're very slippery. Some of these will have like moss or algae growing on them, and a lot of people trip. But if you're just sure-footed, you watch what you're doing, you know. Usually up here it stays pretty dry, but you can see a lot of really cool wildlife. You might catch, you know, sea stars, fish, crabs, lots of little things down here. As you can see, it's a pretty nice place. Also, if you just want to see, you know, waves break on the side of cliffs, this is a really cool, calm, relaxing place to do that. And like I said, usually it's a lot less crowded than other places that have pretty much the same thing here in the San Diego area. But there is a fair few people out today, so it's pretty nice.
Hey, I heard you guys like rocks. Well, this place rocks.
Look at that. A beautiful hole in the rocks. Amazing.
Another thing to do over here in Point Loma is they have a military graveyard, so if you want to come show your respects to fallen soldiers, like this guy right here, Captain James Thomas, served in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, 1925 to 1995. He lived a good life. Pretty impressive.
And the graveyard's pretty nice looking. It's definitely not the worst place to be put to rest. And it goes down both the sides of the road leading here. So that side is grave, this side is graveyard.
Yeah, huge graveyard.
It's very large. A lot of veterans from the US military buried here.
All right, we're here at Sunset Cliffs. You can see it's pretty beautiful behind me. Right now there's not too many people, but if you come here during sunset, it's just gonna be absolutely packed. Right now you got some army people, some soldiers doing something, maybe doing a re-enlistment, I don't know. But yeah, if you're here, come check it out, come see the sunset. We're here in Old Town San Diego, very historic. We're gonna show you what there is to do around here, the museums, what life was like back in the 1800s for early San Diegan settlers. Let's roll.
Old Town San Diego. There's a lot of museums, a lot of Mexican restaurants, a nice little park if you want to take your family out here.
If you
Really
have a lady
cool
friend
stuff.
that you like, come out here for a romantic date. A lot of shit to do, a little expensive.
This hotel is actually considered haunted. So, and you can stay in it. So, if you're in San Diego and you want to get a hotel that's haunted and not the Hotel Coronado, here's another option for you.
Here's the old-timey blacksmithing area.
If you want to see some OG blacksmithing done by professionals such as Luke Frawley, come here.
Okay.
Now we scoot on the post.
Check it out.
The visitor center where the diorama is. You look on some of the posters.
You get something tasty.
And that's what the end product could be. So
So how long does it take you to make one double hook?
They're dressed up in traditional old-timey 1800s American clothing.
All right, it's everybody's favorite beast of burden, the donkey.
Actually, my favorite beast of burden is the mule. The Missouri mule.
Look, everybody, it's the donkey from Shrek. Donkey.
Hey everybody, look. It's the Shrek from Shrek.
This
Shrek.
is my swamp. We're going to the house of God.
Hold on.
Take holy water out.
Por Dios. Justin, what do you think of Old Town?
This town's pretty old. No, but seriously, there's a lot of cool stuff to do. Like, I feel like if you went around the whole day, you'd probably be able to see everything, but there's like a lot of little shops and everything, a lot of cool knickknacks, a lot of historical stuff, museums. We're not even close to done yet, I feel like, but it's pretty big, it's pretty nice.
If you're into shopping, this is definitely a place if you want to be, not in a mall and you want to do a lot of shopping, get souvenirs for your family to take back home. This is definitely a good place. Plus, Mexican food is abundant here. I didn't actually know this, but apparently the Canadian flag, you're supposed to have the leaf upside down. Something I learned new today. There you go. More shops and restaurants, but this is a lot less of the original city sort of aesthetic. This has been built up a lot more. There's also the Whaley House right here where you can go in. It's a museum. So if you want to go in there, check that out. It's here too. Ever been in a wagon?
Hey, you know that song? Rock Me Mama Something Wagon Wheel?
It fits. It's just tall enough.
I get to wear my awesome costume. But this is their story. It's an incredible true story of their service, their sacrifice, and especially their faith. And the members of the Mormon battalion didn't set out to become soldiers or heroes, but these ordinary people were able to do extraordinary things because of their faith in Jesus Christ. And their story begins back in 1846. The President of the United States at the time was James K. Polk, and he sent this man, Captain James Allen, to recruit 500 men who were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, nicknamed Mormons at the time, to march 2,000 miles, all the way from Iowa here to San Diego, California, to secure and fortify the territory during the Mexican-American War.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Bound to California, blistered foot we make our way. We'll soak 'em in the clear blue ocean and throw them boots away.
Hey Ephraim, that is a great song, but look, we have some guests.
Sorry folks. It's that song of Myra's. Well, since they know we're here anyway, why don't we make ourselves comfortable for the story?
Colonel, where are you going? You just said you were telling your story. They came a long way. Hey, Doc, there's a chair right there. Just take a seat and tell us your story. Please, just one of you. I wasn't alive back then. Oh, no. I am so sorry. They have never gotten up and left before. But they did say that they would tell us their story, so it looks like they went this way. Oh, good. It looks like they were just setting up camp for us. We're the first 4 months here on missions, and we'll go somewhere else across the lake. So I'll go to Cincinnati on Monday.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, they're keeping me out. Thank you.
If you want an old-timey photo, they do that here for you.
Hey guys,
Our printer isn't working, but you can email
if you're
it to
looking
yourself.
for a museum that gives you a tour explaining
Yeah.
the Mormon trek
She's pretty set on
from
Yeah.
to San Diego, this is it. It's a good one. Really good.
So once you finish the museum, obviously we didn't show you most of it because it's actually a really good museum. It's very different than most. There's a little interactive thing for your kids to do. So if you want to check this out, you can pump some water. They got gold panning. They've got people out here tell you about it,
Yeah, you can ask questions. Very interactive. The whole thing's super interactive.
and they give away free Books of Mormon. So
Keep your eye on the prize.
free books, free museum. Oh yeah, the museum is 100% free,
Yeah.
and it's the first brick building in San Diego.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Huh?
And I don't say this lightly. Best free museum I've ever been to.
Yeah, this is a really high quality museum, I think.
it is.
Yeah,
Just good. And for it being free, impressive.
yeah, for sure.
Be Mormon.
So at the end of the tour, there's this overlook tower where you can see all of Old Town San Diego from up here and the airport. But if you remember earlier in the video, we were at Cabrillo National Point and we talked about how far they have to walk. That's it right there. Cabrillo National Point right here.
These right here are the buses that we were talking about. If you want to take a bus tour of the historic areas of San Diego, just get on one of these. Don't know how much they cost, but
Yeah, it's probably not very much, but there's 3 of them right here, so that's probably a pretty regular thing. Right here you can get tickets for these and other tours around San Diego. All right, so behind us we have the San Diego Mission. It's one of the original California missions that scatter the entire coast. Every city in California that's named San, so San Francisco, San Diego, San Fernando, so on, so on, so on, Santa Barbara, they're all named after these missions that the Catholic Church set up when the Spanish first came out here, because when it originally got settled, it was mostly just the church coming out here and then trying to convert the natives, because there was no real resource that they had that was valuable. Not like areas like in the Philippines or in central Mexico, where there was a lot of valuable things for the Spanish to take back with them, so a lot of Spanish came to settle those areas. Here, it was a lot less valuable, very arid, not really good for farming at the time, and they didn't know there was gold up in San Francisco area. So They just kind of set these up and let the church run it for a long time. This is the mission.
Yep. Make sure you're not doing that.
They have an old press here for making wine. California is famous for her wine. Some would even say it's the best wine in the world. They have pictures of what it used to look like here out on the ledge. It's also probably going to get very loud because there's a highway directly beneath this historic monument. So you can see a lot of the old pictures from before California was truly civilized back in the early 1900s, how it used to look. You can see how there used to be a river where this highway is. So yeah, California's changed a lot.